Hello on for another video. I hope this comes out well. So there was supposed to be couple of videos out already about the league, updates and stuff, but apparently my whole streaming software got messed up again with the launch of this league, and it's been lagging nonstop. Like whenever I enter a map, the whole thing will just lag out. So that's why I didn't really upload things. I keep making videos and then kept deleting them over and over. And I think I went through like 4 or 5 videos already of problems. But pretty much is gonna go over what since the I think the Blight build since then, pretty much since it's been a interesting week. So the I'm on my third build actually now. The second build got scrapped in one day, and then now we're on EA Totems Elementalists. This is the build that Palsteron did on Max Roll. Never played EA before, so I wanted to give it a try. I tried Champion, didn't really care for the damage. Someone told me try this one, it's a lot better too. So I originally wanted to show the low budget version in action, but that video had a lot of problems, so I had to scrap it. And my early Atlas tree, that same thing, the video also had problems when going through Map Showcase, and it wasn't really worth uploading. So I just scrapped everything. So I guess instead of being a low budget version, this is going to be more of the high budget version, but I will show you what I did for the low budget, so I still have all the items. So this is pretty much the end game version, I would say. There's only like a couple more changes left to the build and it's done. A couple more levels, Chaos Res somewhere, and fix the Eater and X-Art stuff, and that's pretty much it with the build. But a lot of this build, this is the build I actually used to clear out the full Atlas, the 115, the Eater, X-Art, farming right now. It pretty much has done everything without these items. So the bow, just buy a short bow, 6-socket. It's pretty easy to craft this. All the gear on here was self-crafted with essences, pretty much, except for the amulet. But so it's pretty straightforward to craft this. The +2 essence until you get a T1 or 2 attack speed, and then open prefix and open suffix 2/2, and then cannot roll attack mods, exalt slam, guarantee the +1, and then this craft fire dot multi. Extremely easy to craft. I would say it's when I cleared everything, I didn't have the +1 on here, but you definitely don't need the +1 early on. But the +1's what you want to go for when you have currency. But the bow works for what it is. It's a pretty shitty bow, but it gets the job done. Explosive arrow. I pretty much evolved this myself. I just got 6 regular explosive arrows from what's her name? From Lily. Leveled them up, reset them, and then corrupt them all and got 121. Awaken burning damage. You don't need this one early on. Do not use awaken burning damage unless you have a level 5 version, or level 4 with the bow make level 5 for the +1 all gems. If you don't have that, I recommend don't use this. Use elemental damage with attacks instead. That's what I used until I bought the Awakening Gem. Ignite Proliferation, Life Tap, Ballista Totem, and Deadly Elements. Go Awaken when you can. Just go straight to level 5. It's not worth leveling them up yourself. So the helmet, Explosive Arrow. What I did with this helmet, I just bought the base with Explosive Arrow on it. Deals more damage on a armor evasion base. I bought the cheapest one on the market. And then on here, I pretty much just spammed anything until you get spell suppression, life resistance, get some armor if you want, stuff like that. Chaos Res would have been better, but when I had the gear, I didn't have a lot of currency, so I went with what I got. And then it's pretty much Flame Dash, Purity of Elements, Precision, and Grace. Precision, level this up based on your mana. You definitely will need a high level one because you need the accuracy really bad. Amulet, I bought this because I didn't feel like trying to craft a +1 amulet because I'm too lazy. But it's pretty much just stats, +1, resistance, get life you want. I put damage on here because I didn't need any more life. But this one should probably be Chaos Res, to be honest, instead. And then I just went with the Bullet Fire Additional Arrow so it helps clear speed a little bit faster. There we go. 2-point. I recommend with this, go for a fracture base. Don't try to craft without it. It's not worth your time. And then with this one, go with a high fracture life. You can get fracture attack speed, fracture damage over time. I would go with one of those, to be honest. Because to get the increased elemental damage with attacks with bows is through an essence mod. So you can just go that way. It's what I did. And pretty much from there, this does need accuracy be really good to get chaos res. There's a lot of things that are good with the quivers. Vermilion ring, I don't think this is the best option to go with, to be honest. I would probably drop the Vermilion and go with the chaos ring. Because I think the chaos res, without 90% of my deaths on this build is due to chaos res. Mainly like poison kills you, chaos damage insta kills you. So you definitely want the chaos. And then on here, this was actually just chaos spammed to get accuracy, resistance, and open whatever, prefix or suffix. Yeah, open bolt. So that's why it's pretty decent. Most likely though, I might remove the damage on here and go double chaos on these. Even this one too, like go all chaos res. But I gotta see though. And then Polaric, I just got this. Before I had that, I had an exact copy of this ring. Somewhere, this one. So this was the original ring I had on there before I got the Polaric. It's pretty much the exact same thing. Life, resistance, element damage attacks, and accuracy. Which, with both of these rings, it gave me the 100% hit chance. Without that, I'm like down 98 now. Chest piece, to be honest, just buy the base with the corruption on it already. Plus, not plus one, 40% increased damage if you want more damage. So it's really easy. It was like 5 chaos, and then just get the 4 link on it, and you're done. Super easy. Frenzy to get your frenzy charges. A Calling Strike with your there from Calling, and GMP for more arrows, and then faster attacks to make sure you get everything. Dynam's Dawn, the only best in slot belt for this build. Just make sure you hit it with either attack mods or elemental mods to get the extra 7%. Yeah, 7% more damage faster. Boots, same thing as pretty much everything on here. Is there's pretty much this one's essence spanned with the increased movement speed until I got spell suppression, resistance, or life. Any of those ones will work. And then right now it's just ignites you deal damage faster and totem placement speed. It's just what I hit. Ignites deal faster is the one you wanted. The second one's optional. Oh yeah, helmet also. I have fizz damage converted to elemental damage. Just try to mitigate some of the fizz damage. The cold spell is garbage. And then on the boots, movement speed. I just bought the I bought this with movement speed lab enchant already to make it easier. And then with this one, same thing. I probably recommend just go for fracture bases. It makes the life a shit ton easier. I would probably try to do it with a fracture base, or if I want to use the Eldritch currency, but I don't think I need to upgrade the build anymore at this point. But on here it says chaos damage taken, immortal call, duration, life tap for your defense. Gloves, same exact thing as everything else. Fracture, spell suppression, and then I used the essence, I think it's Zeal or something, the one that gives you attack speed, until I got resistance and life, whatever. And then on here, spell suppression is just to finish off the max spell suppression, and fire.multi. Pretty straightforward. And on here is just Arcanist Brand, Flammability, Flame Surge, go anonymous when you get more currency, and life tap. So a lot of life tap on this build, but you gotta be careful you don't kill yourself. Flask is pretty much Quartz, Jade, Life, Quick, and Granite. Pretty much movement speed, armor, reduced curse if you want, shock if you want. They're probably not, these two are probably the weakest ones with the shock and curse, but you take what you get sometimes early on in the league. And blood immunity. Tree. This is the endgame tree because it has the cluster jewel and also has unnatural instinct in here. You don't, unnatural instinct and cluster jewel, do those two together. Because when I went to the unnatural instinct, the cluster jewel, both of them, and the ring, I did all at the same time. You definitely, without the unnatural instinct, you definitely don't have much of a problem. What I used is just look at Palsteron's Maxwell guide, and I pretty much just followed that tree until I converted to the end game gear one when it has like the cluster jewel and unnatural in, and that's why I just made the change. Because unnatural pretty much gives you the cluster here that you originally took with skill points, and you just get to save a couple points there. But like pretty much like, these 2 points you would take early on, your life, totem damage, totem cluster. I went with these 2 points also earlier on to help resistance. Pretty much like accuracy, spell suppression cluster up here if you need it. Life, wheel, more spell suppression which you need, mage plane, totem area. I want to get this for 2 points. There we are. So that's why I need more levels in my build. I want to get the more mana on here, because the more mana on here will help you, and also reservation on here too if needed. But the more mana on here will let you get more levels in precision, which is more accuracy, which is what I need. So that's me. The next 2 levels also be there. Plus the jewel slots I don't have either. So I'm missing 3 jewel slots and also these points here. So like it's a level 98 skill tree is what the end one looks like. But I don't have the levels right now. Pretty much up here, I just went with tattoos for this league just to fix the attributes, so I don't have to recraft anything or try to figure out where to put it later. But so I just went with attributes here just to get what I needed. EO, damage over time, fire damage, totem damage, reservation, life, ancestral bond. Pretty straightforward. I forgot to mention with equilibrium, make sure on your build you do not have anywhere that has fire damage to like attacks or whatever. Wait, let me see. There you go. So like hover over your explosive arrow, and you just want to make sure that you don't see like blank to blank fire damage. The explode one's okay, but you don't want like how the 31 lightning damage. You don't want to fire one. So like when explosive arrow hits something, it will make, or explosive arrow, or I think this one works too. Explosive arrow. So when damage. So when explosive arrow hits the enemy, it gives them what you want to call it. So it doesn't. So when since I only have lightning, the cold and fire will give them minus 25% exposure to it. So they take more fire damage. Pretty much is what you want. Cluster jewel, prismatic heart, smoky, and widespread. So pretty much it does, resistance, damage, cover everything in smoke cloud. Up here is sleepness and snaring for totem damage on both of them. And one gives you totems hinder enemies when they're summoned. And then also you have onslaught if you summon recently. And then jewel slot. The jewel slots are pretty much going to look like this. Not that. So they're pretty much going to be life, attack speed with bows, and fire down multi. Burning damage works also. It's just I need to get 3 of these, and I don't have levels for it. So that's why I stopped after buying only 1. I'll show the build in a second. And then Atlas Tree, since everything is sort of more speed gated than what it was supposed to be showing this video, this is not the original Atlas Tree I wanted to show off. This was the one I just remade earlier today. That's why I finally got everything fixed. So my original tree on here was the one I said I was going to do in the first video I did for this league, was Stream of Conscious, Expedition, and Essence. I used that pretty much all the way until now, until I realized how shitty selling Essence is. So I just changed it up a little bit and went Scarabs now, since Scarab price actually finally dropped. The first couple days of the league, Scarabs were stupid expensive for Rusted. They were like 4 chaos each, so I said screw that. Now they're like down to like 1 to 2 each, so it's pretty decent now. So now I pretty much just went for, I'm doing Strongbox and Expedition and Shrines. That's pretty much what I'm going for. Shrines, there's a quality of life. Strongbox is just pretty much, these are fun to do. Especially since we have the ability of the 7th gate now, which I'm using. So pretty much my Atlas tree is pretty much Strongbox, going up here, trying to get more chance to drop additional connecting maps to help my map problem. Over here to get your completion. You can definitely easily, to be honest, save all these points up here. Well, these 2 for sure, and just go with maybe the gate or something. Like there's ways to play around with this tree. This was just something I came up with only having 130 points, so I just took it. Blocking everything except for Expedition and Delirium. Delirium I would probably block, but no more points. Shrines, higher tier map, everything. The gateways, because you need it for the 7th gateway. That's why the points over here are scaling like this, just to activate the gateway. Pretty much I wanted to try this out. I wanted to try the new node out they put in here for the expedition, the one-tap expeditions. When you're using this, though, you have to do an open layout, which is what I had to switch off Crimson Temple, because this is not good in there, to Cemetery, so it's a more open layout. So that's why I'm playing with Cemetery right now. And then pretty much Strongbox, Stingler Focus, higher map tiers, 7th Gate, Shrines, the Essence stuff. Yeah. Higher tiers again, not Essence, Expedition. Strongbox Wheel, because I like Strongbox. And then I took the top hat just to get the more effective modifiers. Tujin Danig over here. And pretty much I'm doing X art. You know, do this based on what you like, X art Eater. Some people like blue, some people like red. I like getting the Chaos Orbs and all that just to guarantee instead of gambling the Divine Shrine. And then, what you want to call it? And then, you know, more just chance to get stuff. So let me show you what I'm doing right now. So right now, I just started this today. I'm doing Expedition, more maps, Strongbox, and Divination cards on Cemetery map. And I'm doing... There you are. I'm doing Ambush also, which costs 4 Chaos, but you get your money back pretty well. And that's pretty much all I'm doing with the maps. But it's hopefully now this is where you see if the video actually stays or this video lags out. This is where every video I make has this problem right here. That's doing better than normal. So I'm sort of checking. I'm not going as fast as I normally do. I want to make sure that quality is actually not shit like it's been. This is actually the best quality I've had in many videos. So I'm going to take... Oh, that's money. Take the one that's not annoying. So it's pretty much like the old school farming with Cemetery back in the day. That's the reason why I went with the Strongbox method. With this build, one thing you want to look out for with map mods, you don't care. Pretty much no regen is probably the one I would avoid. This is annoying to do. And with Expedition, the only two you do not want is Fire Immune and the Monster's 100% chance to avoid Ignite. It's really annoying if you get those because nothing ever dies. But the way I do it, I just take it, throw it, check real fast. I don't see them, I hit Explode. And I just go. But yeah, the build does clear very well. You know, you're pressing pretty much a couple buttons. Because pretty much... Where was dead? You will die with this build like this. I'm not gonna lie. The build is on the squishy side because I am missing Chaos Res. That would help a lot. Armor's missing. Like, there's a lot of improvements for the build if I want to go that route. I just don't know. I had to figure out if the crafting is even doable without having to spend a lot of currency. Because I want to start saving up now for maybe Headhunter or something and do a different build. Because I plan to... this build can also do the lead mechanic, which they finally buffed the mechanic to make it not feel like crap. So the lead mechanic is actually good now, I would say. I think I'm on like rank like 250 or something. But you definitely make your money back on it now, and this build does do it pretty decently. Since you can just place your totems up and start working on the totems, so it does work out pretty well overall. Sanctum, I'm still working on this build of Sanctum. I haven't tried the new version yet that I just made with this build on Sanctum, so I want to try that probably after this video on stream to see how that does with Sanctum. Because I eventually do want to start doing Sanctums this league. That's why I built this character. That's the main reason why I also dropped the Bane build. It was not good for Sanctums, not good for lead mechanic. And for the way I play this game is if I like to play... when I make a build, I want to use the build for one certain thing. If it can't do that, I don't want to play the build. It's just the way I've always been with this game. That's why I switch builds so much on League Start. Like this league, I wanted to do one thing. The build wasn't the best at it, so that's why I switched. It couldn't do lead mechanic or Sanctum, which I originally planned on doing early in this league. So that's why I switched to this build, which it can. Do lead mechanics. Sanctum I'm still working on learning the new patterns they put in there. And also I don't have the relics, so it makes it a lot harder too. Because I don't know what the relics are that you need anymore Sanctum. But But yeah, the build's really smooth. Palsteron did a really good job with his max roll guide on it. I will link that the max roll in the description below. And my POB, I think my POB right now is like around 5 million ignite damage, maybe 4 or 5, something like that. It will probably hit over 5 pretty easily once I get the more levels with the cluster jewel or the regular jewels in. Just don't know if we're gonna hit that levels or not with the amount of deaths I'm having. But yeah, Strongbox also, it's a big gamble. I know that, but it's fun to do. I like Strongbox a lot. And if I do, what is it called? Crimson Temple, I'll probably go back to Strongboxes also. But that's pretty much just how the maps are. It's not the fastest build out there. The build's fun. I'm having fun with it. I like totem builds. I used to play totem builds at every league start before they gutted them pretty bad. They used to do the freezing pulse totem. I did that pretty much I did it in multiple leagues. I've done totems a lot. It's a very fun playstyle for me. But totems are in a really bad spot with all the changes they make, so you sort of take what you can get. But just want a quick update video about what's been going on for this week. I'm hoping this video actually turns out okay and doesn't get lagged out like the last many of them have. So this is more of a test video to see how it turns out. But pretty much I have one project all ready to go. I just need to make sure the build can handle it before I run 144 of them I already have saved up. Because it's going to take a long time to run. And when I run those, don't want to break them because I want the results in for the end calculation. Because it's going to take a couple days to run it. But it could be fun to do. I want to do more of the lead mechanic and try that out more. But Grimrose sort of already broke that down. And the prices of a lot of the items in there already plummeted so bad. But like lead mechanic I want to do Sanctum. I want to probably go back doing do some Legion farming this league since we have a map device finally. So Sanctum, maybe I'll do another shit. What's this shit called again? Simulacrums. Yeah, I might do another Simulacrum project this league. Maybe if I get a build going. This build for sure can't because it needs Chaos Res, but I'll probably do another Simulacrum project. Is probably one of my favorite things to do in this game. So like I plan to do Forbidden Tomes I plan to do. Sanctum I'll probably do. Lead Mechanic I'll probably make videos on. Not exactly sure what videos we're going to do this league since I'm going back to work in a couple days. And when I do that, I'm going to pretty much be playing only very little. So it's going to be a very slow videos. I'm going to try to put out at least maybe 2 videos a week if I can. Like maybe they're going to be more of update videos to be honest than more of like this is the best farming strategies. I don't have time personally to do all that kind of stuff. So I'll probably do more like update videos throughout the week type of thing. Change it up a little bit for this league. But we'll see. But if anyone has any comments, please put in the description below of things that you can think of that, like videos you might want to be interested in seeing. Even builds, like I want to do a Legion build also. That's not this build, but maybe an Arc build, maybe a Headhunter build. We'll see where we're going. But hope everyone has a good liked the video. If you like, see subscribe below. Come follow me on Twitch. Hoping this video was not horrible to watch because of how bad it's been this week for me. That's why I haven't streamed much. But hope you liked the video. Hope to see everyone on the next one. Goodbye, everyone.